the defense in that second half? I think you lost them all by half.
Yeah, they're really strong players and good players. A guy like Marcus is a senior. You'd love for him to keep playing, and have a memorable game. And so that's anytime players get injured doing this is sad.
Coach, not too bad of a first half. You guys were containing the run, keeping the score close. What exactly happened in the second half from your standpoint that got a little out of control?
Yeah, I've said this a few instances. I'm not sure I get my point across properly. I'm sure I don't do a good job of explaining what I mean. But you're looking and you're thinking, okay, we got the stop. We're getting ready to go ahead 21-7. And then blunder, we're back on the field right there at the end with a minute left to play and in the half. Or rather than 21-7, it's 14-14. And then the second half begins the way it began. And as I've said, I hope that this is good news. And, I'm sitting there before kickoff, and I'm looking at that stadium, and it's awe-inspiring to watch the people of Nebraska in that stadium on Friday after Thanksgiving in what would be a hard year, might be the understatement of the century, to see everyone there. It is spectacular. And I've been in football my whole life, and I've been at the highest level. And this is unreal. The people, the supporters, the former players. I mean, it is so cool and awesome. And as I've said, there are some spaces, and the scoreboard is not always, and in fact sometimes not, it is rarely exactly as large as the gap is. Normally it's much smaller, and that's the case here. There are things that need to get fixed, and in a year like we've had, at a moment like that, the third quarter gets played, and I don't know, I don't have a photographic memory, but it seemed like the ball was either at midfield or beyond most of that 15-minute stretch, and right now we're not firing on enough cylinders to put a cork on that thing. And but this will get fixed. This will get fixed. The people of the university, and the people of the state. It's too strong. It's too good. It's too awesome, and it will be back up with the top echelon programs in the country. I don't have a doubt about that.
What about the 99-yard drive, which happened before?
Yeah, that was so. You're watching it, and again, I'm just trying to replay it in my mind, right? So, you've got them in 4 or 5 second down and 10, second and 9, second and 10, second and 8. And each one of them ended up with a first down after that. There was a shot down the field. There was a lead zone that creased, but then we made some tweaks. The players made some tweaks, and we were able to get a couple of stops after that. But that was definitely a moment of, hey, here's a lesson to learn. Here's where we're at. Here's where we move forward. I felt like we moved forward beyond that moment.
I feel like the offense and special teams helped your defense out enough this year.
Oh, I'm not going to comment on that. You guys are this is an intense football environment, and you guys do a great job of inspecting. And I don't mean that because I've been upset. I think the people of this state and the supporters, and specifically in Lincoln, some of the classiest people. As hard as it's been, I've still been very comfortable in my family. When we dove in here. We dove in here. My kids all go to school here. My family we live here, and they've just been great. So you watch the games, you know how they go. You know what to play defense in 2017. It's a program piece. It's not just a third. it's a program piece, and it's programmatic to play defense.
If there's one thing that your players could learn from you in this season, what would you hope that would be?
That's a great question. You know, I had a moment on the bus, and I read them a thing that I like sometimes to read during adverse times, and hopefully they will understand commitment, perseverance, strain, focus. I've tried to serve them with love and diligence each day and not miss. And you'd have to talk to them, and I hope you will, about that. And I hope that they'll echo the love and teaching. I hoped I created a great class for them, the best class of their day when they came to the building. And that was what, you know, I specifically tried to get done. So hopefully they understand to rise each time you fall. And if you haven't given up, then you have another opportunity to learn from this, get stronger, and move forward, and have a chance to succeed.
What did you read them?
Come again?
What did you read them?
It's called The Race.
Do you know what your future holds?
My future?
Yeah.
I mean, if I knew what my future held, you know, I'd be a rich person. So, no, I don't. If you're talking about that, I'm going to go home and love my family and treat them with respect and kindness, try to teach my kids the right thing to do, and every football player I encounter, to hold them accountable and teachable and with love and show them how to play and how to live and how to create a lifestyle of winning. If that's what you mean by the future, my future, then yeah, I can see that, because that's not going to change.
Thanks, Coach.
Anything you would have done in hindsight differently with this defense this year? I know it's only
That's a
like
good
minutes
question,
after the
Sam.
game, but anything you would have done differently?
Listen, I mean, that's one of these questions that, like, I answer and get painted in a nonsensical, like some. Actually, the image of me is 180-degree opposite of what's real. I'm not sure you guys know that. I've tried to answer these questions like this, and I've had my skull crushed in for each time I ever do it. So, I want to be better. I want to get better. I feel bad I didn't help the players more than I could have or did or whatever.
What would you like to do to be able to flip that image? How can we do better to make that?
I don't think you guys did anything wrong. You know, I don't place blame. I'm just saying that the circumstances of the year and the way that it's gone, and the strain and the hardship of you know, at times bad football, and you guys are challenged with doing what your job is, which is hard to do. And I don't have any animosity towards it. I'm just stating a fact, you know. So I wish that wasn't the case.
How could you sum up a year with Nebraska? How could you sum up your 1 year here with Mike Riley, as well as, you know, Nebraska? Just, you know, putting all stats aside, anything like that.
I think that this is a very special place. It's a very special school with special supporters and very special state, and the people that live in it. Very prideful, the salt of the earth, class and character, kind. And the boys that are on the team are the good people. They're good people, and they want to do well. And Mike Riley is as classy and a nice and kind a man with a heart as I've ever been around. And there's a lot of goodness. There's a lot of goodness here.
Rob, was it more difficult than you thought it was
Okay,
going to
this
be?
is the last question, you guys, please.
Was this year more difficult than you thought it was going to be?
Yes.
Why? Why?
Oh, as I said already, unfortunately, when you answer questions honestly, they get painted as excuses, and I'm not an excuse maker. Try not to be.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.